This video is supported by Brilliant. SpaceX's goal is to take humans to Mars and beyond. Back in 2021, Starship SN15 nailed the landing after flipping itself mid-air in a 10-kilometer test. The next milestone for Starship is an orbital flight from Boca Chica. As of June 13th, the FAA has tentatively approved SpaceX's proposal to launch in Boca Chica, but requiring the company to make more than 75 changes before it can carry out flights from SpaceX's Texas launch site. The FAA said SpaceX must address each concern before the company can receive a license. Though it seems that the outcome is favorable, these matters showed an interesting dynamic that is unique to SpaceX businesses, that its success depends heavily on the support of the United States government's continued investment, but it is also the key reason why SpaceX couldn't innovate faster. Let's talk about it today. Let's start with the choice of Boca Chica first. Rocket launch requires two factors to align. One, if you want to launch a rocket into orbit, you want to launch it eastward with the assistance of the Earth's rotation. Therefore, the closer you are to the equator, the bigger of a boost from the rotation you will get. Secondly, no one could predict precisely if something would go wrong in a launch. Therefore, it's a good idea to have a clear, unpopulated area of several miles around the launch site. Taking these two factors into consideration, according to Elon Musk, it's basically Boca Chica and Cape Canaveral. SpaceX is currently conducting both operational and R&D launches to avoid disrupting the operational launches of Falcon 9, Starlink satellites, and satellites from contract work. SpaceX had to decouple the two operations and move down south. Boca Chica has then become a launch site for Starship's tests. SpaceX's key objective is to go to Mars and beyond. This is a tremendously bold and difficult objective, and most people fail, in fact, until SpaceX come along. No private companies has acquired the capability to even attempt it, and to do this, it involves two key components: building capable rockets, which SpaceX is doing by building Starship, and acquiring key launch sites. Starbase in Boca Chica, therefore, was chosen to be the launch site. It would house all those who work at the launch site, those who fly the rockets, and tourists who want to witness the magnificent launch scene. Inside, there's an orbital launch pad, Maxilla, a giant rocket rig tower, a tank farm containing fuel and other liquids, tracking antennas, and etc. Musk intended to transform the village of Boca Chica into a city to provide the necessary living space and infrastructure that astronauts would acquire as they prepare for their flights. In the near future, Starbase is set to become one of the most important launch sites on Earth for SpaceX, as it is the second launch pad for the Artemis program after Cape Canaveral. According to NASA, an uncrewed Starship will be launched from the Starbase in advance and placed into orbit around the moon. Astronauts of the Orion crew capsule will be launched from the Cape Canaveral launch site, dock with the Starship, and transfer over. They will then pilot the Starship down to the lunar surface, as the Orion does not have the capability to land on the moon. But here's the problem. Even though SpaceX has chosen Boca Chica, it does not mean that Boca Chica will accept SpaceX. All of that depends heavily on the FAA's approval of launch from Boca Chica, and it has not been a walk in the park. SpaceX is known for its test, fly, fail, fix, repeat method. Elon Musk reportedly said in a press conference in 2018, "We've got a lot of land and nobody around, so if it blows up, it's cool." However, the reality on the ground isn't like that. SpaceX Boca Chica launch site is surrounded by state and federally protected land, the Lower Rio Grande Valley National Wildlife Refuge. It comprises tidal flats, beaches, grasslands, and coastal dunes that host a vast range of wildlife. Boca Chica is a vital piece of the lagoon system, which is home to an extensive number of endangered species. However, state officials have been in support of SpaceX since the beginning. Legislators passed a bill in 2013 which gave SpaceX the right to close off the beaches and Highway 4 during testing and launches. In 2014, the FAA gave SpaceX the green light for its operations, noting in an environmental impact statement that the launch activities would have no significant impact on the environment. It didn't seem like a big deal 8 years ago. Most people assumed that SpaceX and the ecosystem would be able to coexist, and people focused on the tremendous economic gain that SpaceX would bring to the region. but the opposition has run high since. Local environmentalists have claimed to track SpaceX dumping off runoff waters directly into the tidal flats where snowy plovers usually nest. Elon Musk is building a space complex in one of the most environmentally diverse and inappropriate places in the world. The FAA on May 31st, 2022 also released 17,000 comments that showed alerted concerns about the potential impact on migratory birds, endangered species, and nearby wildlife refuge. The nearby city of Port Isabel, Texas, last November asked the FAA to limit the number of launches per year as there is a serious concern over the impact of noise, vibration, and overpressure from each launch. Besides all of the above concerns, work on the ground has been ramping up since the testing began in 2019. And let's not forget about pollution. Emissions from the rocket are sent directly into the upper atmosphere where the pollutants will stay up to 3 years. It is said that the ozone layer can be destroyed by the byproduct of burning fuel. Furthermore, the heat emitted on the ground, which is massive, can add ozone to the troposphere, and it acts as a greenhouse gas that retains heat, causing irreversible change to local environment. Fundamentally, the gist of the problem since the very beginning has been one of progress and sustainability. Technologists believe that innovation is the key to make our world better, while environmentalists believe that the innovation cannot happen at an expense of our environment. Neither sides are wrong. Now that SpaceX has gotten a conditional approval from FAA, a unique question is presented to Elon Musk's desk. In addition to huge challenges with regard to building the Starship, managing the economics and logistics for commercial flights, manufacturing rockets, as well as improving many other machines such as Starlink and Falcon 9, is it still worth it to make the final launches in Texas? Or perhaps with all this hustle, Cape Canaveral would be a much easier choice. Elon Musk may be good at solving technical and business problems. After all, compliance is clearly not one of his core capabilities. Space is one of the greatest puzzles of our world. No matter how brilliant humans have been creating the world, staring into the darkness of outer space is always an awesome experience, because when we do that, we're confronting our own fear and ignorance, like a child trying to understand the complexity of our world. The more we know about space, the more we know we don't know. Brilliant is a problem-solving based website and app with a hands-on approach. With over 60 interactive courses in math, science, and computer science, it is designed to help us navigate our world of science. Courses on Brilliant give you a great framework to enhance your understanding of our world and help you link relevant topics together. On top of that, it engages you with interesting problems and examples and helps you master concepts by solving fun, challenging problems yourself. Do you want to learn more about statistics? What about chances of winning in casinos? Brilliant's courses in probability can help you answer that. You will be practicing probability skills with real-life examples with blackjack, craps, and poker. Math can be fun too. To support Curious Elephant and learn more about Brilliant, go to brilliant.org/curiouselephant and sign up for free. First 200 people click on the link will get 20% off the annual premium subscription.